Guys and girls, welcome you all from explorer.com. In this video I'm going to explain you about modifiers which we use in Java. Let us see that. So so modifiers, we apply modifiers for class variables, methods and method variables. Okay, and there are two types of modifiers. One is access modifiers, that is public, private, protect and default are the access modifiers, and others are final, abstract, strict, FE, transient, synchronized, native, volatile and static or non-access modifiers. And this transient, synchronized, native and volatile is and private, protected we don't use in class. So let us discuss about modifiers for class. Modifiers for class are public, default, final, abstract, strict, P and static. Okay, see here, that is what I told. Modifiers for class is public, default, final, abstract and strict FP. So what is public? Public, as I said, that when you are using this modifier class as public, suppose if I put a public class name and write all the methods, so it is accessible by any others. So it is public because anybody can access that. Class can be accessed from any other class present in any package. So you can access this class from any package. Okay. And next is default. Default class can be accessed only from within the same package. Okay. And you can't, when you put public only, you will be able to access the class from another package or other class, another package. Well, but when you use default class can be accessed only within the package. So the scope of that class is within that package only. So you can't access that class from another package. Okay. Classes outside the package in which the class is defined cannot access this class. So outside the class package, classes cannot access this class when you put your class name as default class name. You'll write methods, right? You'll be defining the package name over there, so it is accessible only in that package only. Next is final. When you define a class as final and you can't override that one. Okay, overriding in the sense, suppose there is a class A, public class A. Suppose you think public class A, and there are some methods and all. Now if I put this method A as final method, final class A, if I put like this, sorry, final class name may be A, so final class A, and another class you take that class B. So if class B, if I want to access the methods in class A, that is I want to extend in class B, right? So what I will be writing, class B extends class A. When I write this and access that methods, I will be able to access in general. But when you use final, you can't override that one, so the class can't be overridden. So there is one can't extend this class, right? So the B class can't extend this A class. And coming to abstract class cannot be instantiated, need to subclass or extend, and it is a bit opposite to final class. So this abstract, when you write the abstract class and all, you don't actually implement any methods in that. You have to, if you have to make another class and just extend the abstract class. Okay, it's entirely different from final. So in order to implement this abstract class, you have to extend that, and you don't be writing any methods in this abstract class. You will be extending it and then write the methods in that particular class. Strict FP. This strict FP confirms that all methods in the class will conform to IEEE standard rules for the floating points. There will be some IEEE standard rules, and when you make this, it will conform to all the rules, and if not, it will be providing you with an error like this. So first we have discussed modifier class. Here you can see in this table, modifier for classes public, default, final, abstract, strict FE and static, which we have discussed, right? And next, coming to class variables, that is class attributes. Here you'll be having a public, private, protected, default, final, and a transient, volatile, and static. You won't be having synchronized, native, and abstract here. So let us go with that. So class variables or attributes. So we'll be defining the attributes in the class, right? So let us suppose I have defined the attribute called public. Public attribute can be accessed from any other class present in any package. So when you define an attribute as public, suppose get salary, get salary. You have defined an attribute called get salary, and get salary is equal to 10. So this get salary can be accessed. This variable can be accessed from any other class present in any package, because you have specified the access specifier as public. And coming to private, when you keep an attribute as private, the scope of the variable is within the class only, and you can't access the from another class. Okay, suppose I is equal to 10. I have defined private I is equal to 10. I have defined in class A, and you can't access this private method in class B. Okay, or in any from any package and all. Next, protected. So when you make an attribute as protected, attribute can be accessed from all classes in the same package and subclasses. So in this, when you keep a variable as protected or attribute as protected, you can access from in the same package only. So from the same package, you will be able to access the package. You will be able to access that attribute. So what's the difference in protected and private? Private can be accessed, the scope of the variable is only in that particular class only, whereas in protected you can access that in the same package and also the subclasses. Okay, subclasses in the sense when you extend some classes and all, you can just that that also will be able to access that protected variables and all. So next, default. Default attribute can be accessed only from within the same package. As I told earlier, this is this can be only within the package only, within the same package only. Okay, next, coming to final. This value of attribute cannot be changed, can assign only one value. So whenever you assign a value for a particular thing, suppose I have assigned a variable for I is equal to 10. This I is equal to 10 is the final. I will don't no, I will not be able to change that value in any other particular method or class. Okay, so that is going to be final. Next, transient. Sorry, transient. Transient in the sense the attribute value cannot be serialized. What is meant by serialization? Let me tell you with an example. Suppose if I have a method called get salary, and I want to access this get salary and all, what I do is if I keep so in okay, sorry, let me take an example with the employee name, employee class. In that employee class, I have three attributes, that is employee name, employee ID, and employee salary. I have assigned this employee name, ID, and salary to some values called ABC. You think that ABC. And now, if I want to retrieve these attributes, what I will be doing, I'll just call that that's salary, employee ID, employee name. But when I put, if I access that, I will be able to get all this output as ABC. But when you put transient or employee name, and others are general, that is public, others are public, when you put this employee name as transient, next time when you are accessing that, you will be getting as null. Okay, you won't get the value of A, because we have kept it as transient. Attribute value is transient, so it is going to be null. It won't get you output. Okay, next is volatile. Volatile, these are mainly used in threads. Okay, thread concept, multi-threading concept. Whenever you are using a threads in Java, this volatile is used, and volatile modifier will be used there. Suppose a thread always reconciles its own copy of attribute with a master. threads are dependent, right, from other class. Suppose you have written a, multiple threads, and there is a master thread. When you put volatile for this particular thread, it will just copies, it will just keep its copy of its own with the master. Okay, and this is all the threading concept which we discuss more and further concepts. And next is static. Only one value of the attribute per class. So when you declare a static, there will be only one value for that attribute in that class. Okay, you can't have multiple values. That is static. And we have just discussed modifiers for class attributes, modifiers for class and class attributes. Next, modifiers for methods. So modifiers for methods is you'll be getting access modifiers and non-access modifiers here. The only thing which we won't see in methods is transient and volatile. Others are common. Okay, let's see that. So modifiers for methods. Okay, the first four things are common, as I said before: public, private, protected, default. And let us talk about non-access modifiers in methods. Now you have defined a method called, suppose I'm talking about methods, right? Let us take an example. There are two methods in a class called x. In a class called x, there are two methods, a and b. So now I declared the method as suppose I declared the method a as final, and I can't use this method can't be overridden, so you can't extend this method. So if I return a final method a, I can't use again, it can't be extended. This a class can't be extended by other classes, that is b. So that is what final means, the method can't be overridden. Okay, next, coming to abstract, only provides the method declaration. As I said that you'll be in abstract, you'll be writing only the method declaration, you won't be writing the implementation. It is exactly different from final. You have to extend that class, override that class, abstract class, and write down the methods and all. Next, strict FE. Strict FE is also the same method, conforms to IEEE standard rules for 14 points. Whenever you are using that, if you specify this strict FE, it will conforms to the IEEE standard rules. And next is synchronized. Synchronized, this is also a threading concept. Only one thread can access the method at a time. So whenever you put your thread as a synchronized thread, you can access only one thread at a time. Access the method at a time. Okay, one thread can access the method at a time. There will be threading concepts as multiple threading concepts, right? You will be having many threads and all. So when you write this synchronized, what it does means it will be getting executed, only one thread can access the method at a time. So multiple threads can't access a method at a time. So synchronization is level by level. Okay, level by level access, nothing but to say in simple. And next, about native method is implemented in platform dependent language. So what this native method is, so whenever you want to implement or C implementation language in your method, you can just declare that method as native. So then you will be able to do implement the C implementation. And static cannot access only static members. Whenever you put your method as static, you will not be able to access that variables and all. And so that's about modifiers. And thank you for listening. Stay tuned with explorer.com and have a good time. Bye bye.